it's time to make shift happen. Get ready to shift your perspective on life, people, and the world we live in. And here to help you do that are your shift chicks, Fran Holinda and Lisa A.
Hey shifters, it's Fran Holinda.
And it's Lisa A.
And it's time to make shift happen. Well, how are you, chick?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Feeling a little under the weather.
I know.
That's true. See how this song is going to fade? I'm kind of fading.
You're fading?
I'm fading. No, actually, I'm not fading. And that's thanks to our two guests this evening.
I know. We have guests. Let's tell everybody who they are.
Well, last week we had the pro golfer Pinot Noir. And we had Joel Gott.
Right.
Wait, who was the
Norm?
guy?
Not Norm. What's his name?
Norm. We had the guy from Cheers. No,
What the hell's that guy's name?
it just went right out of my head just as I went to say it.
Oh my God!
The shark, Greg Norman.
Greg Norman.
We had
I knew it
Greg
was
Norman and his
in there
Pinot
somewhere.
Noir, and we had Joel Gott and his Cabernet. And
No
it was
wine
wonderful.
this week.
No wine this week.
We have two new guests.
This week we have Ben Adrill
Yeah, my friend.
and Niall Quill.
I love Nia Quill, and I love Benadryl too.
I must tell you though, Niall Quill. One shot of Niall Quill, and what did you say? He's great.
He's great in bed.
He's great to sleep with. Wow, knocks me right out. It's like date rape. It's like
Can you imagine that putting in your in somebody's drink next to you?
yeah, just a well. Actually,
it's just cream to me.
But I have to say though, I do marvel and I do wonder what it is in that tiny little cap. I know that there's some alcohol, but there's obviously some other secret ingredient because
There has to be.
I can drink plenty of wine. I can drink plenty of alcohol, like beverages.
You can.
I've
don't
been
believe
told.
it.
I've been told.
I'd have to see that. To
I unscrew my wooden leg, pour it right in there. But one little shot,
It's done,
and I'm out like flat. And it's a wonderful thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. So let's see if we can get through the show today without any bodily fluid. So disgusting. That's
how many times we can count? How many times we both sniffed tonight?
Yeah, I know. Let's try really hard not to do that. I don't know how to mute that part of it.
No.
So you can't do anything. So I feel remiss. We had some technical difficulties last week.
We did.
And I felt horrible because I am engineer in charge. Charles in charge here.
Charles in charge.
And one of the things that I have consistently forgotten to do is to play our closing song.
Right.
So I'm going to go with the have dessert first, and we're going to start with the end.
Didn't we start already?
Well, we did start, but we're going to pretend.
Oh, okay.
So this way I made sure I played the ending song.
Oh, so everybody hears the ending
So everybody
song.
hear the ending song now. So it's like dessert.
So it's goodnight shifters? Goodbye shifters?
Let's see what we have to say here. Let's see what we got here.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. It's over. No, it's not over. Ben, stay right there. Nye, stay right there.
Shopping, fashion, nightlife, entertainment, and the people who make shift happen.
Well,
And there you have it.
that-
Okay.
just in case
Just
she
in case
forgets
I
to play
screw
it,
up again
you
and I
heard it
forget
here
to play
first.
it. So your job is to tell me on timer.
Okay. So I'm just going to go like this for you.
That's a tiny little violin.
That's a
So
tiny
obviously
little
you're not
violin.
feeling
No,
good.
this is a tiny
obviously
little
you're not
violin.
feeling very sorry for me. That's fine. Hey, listen, I don't need your sympathy,
Okay.
but I do need the Puffs Plus.
Yes, they are close to you.
If you don't
Would
mind.
you like them closer?
Well, no one wants to actually hear that. So listen, we have many things to talk about besides my snotty nose. Many things.
We have a lot of things
Where do
to
we?
talk
Where do you
about.
want to start? I mean, seriously, we have
I don't know.
we have entertainment, we have sports, we have it all.
Well, we can start with
The sport of entertainment.
We can start, because we're going to get into a lot of other things. We can start how, last week we said one of the shift chicks were flying the coop, and I did.
Oh yes, you did.
Yes, I went up to Lake Placid.
Gorgeous.
Had a wonderful time up there. It's absolutely beautiful. And I stayed at the Golden Arrow Lakeside Resort.
Listeners might remember that from last year. You were there.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful, wonderful
Yeah.
place. And it's just, it's not one of those big hotels that's, corporate owned. It's family owned,
Cozy.
family run. And everything is it's just wonderful. And I had the pleasure of meeting Joelle Stetson, who took very good care of me up there. And if anybody wants to go, like you were talking before, you said, why would people want to go to the snow where it's cold? Well, if you like winter sports and you like doing, the cozy thing, you want to get out of the...
You know what? It's an atmosphere. Even if you don't like the last time I did a winter vacation, I mean, here I was in the adult ski class,
Right.
falling all over my face. But it was fun, and somehow it's just part of the atmosphere. The pictures you posted were stunning. It just the pub and the fireplace.
Yeah, there's fireplaces everywhere,
and that's just like
and there's even fire pits outside everywhere.
See, that's awesome.
And I got to tell you, it was 12 below here yesterday, and it was that temperature up there, and I was not anywhere near as cold as I was yesterday.
Well, that might be because of the hot cocoa, quote unquote.
No, but really, it was unbelievable. And they have the dog sledding, so if you don't want to ski, they have up there tobogganing. You come down the lake, and they want to see how far out in the lake. The lake is frozen 12 inches thick.
Okay, so nobody's
falling in. And
they
measure it every day just to make sure.
We don't want to lose anybody.
Everybody's okay. But I have to say, if you're looking for a winter vacation, you want to go up and see some snow. It's still Christmas in Lake Placid, by the way, everywhere.
I love it.
Every place is decorated. The Golden Arrow Lakeside Resort is obviously located in Lake Placid. It's at 2559 Main Street in Lake Placid. And their website is golden-arrow.com. And I have to tell you something, that Lake Placid loves the Shift Chicks and the Makeshift Happen show.
Well,
they all listen
and
to it.
And then they're automatically our number one travel destination.
They really are. And they're like, we might be invited for the summer up there.
That would be
take
lovely.
A trip up there. I mean, 4.5 hours sounds long, but
well, that's just from here. There's other people can go from anywhere in the country,
absolutely.
anywhere in the world, really.
Yeah, from us, for you and I to take a ride up there, it's only 4.5, 5 hour
people
ride.
jump on planes. They go to Switzerland. They go to the Alps. They do all these things in Europe. But we really have wonderful places here that are. This is what they're for. This is their existence is to bring nature to us.
And the thing about up there in the summer is that it doesn't get like really hot during the day.
No, because you're in the mountains,
right? And then at night you need a sweatshirt. So it's to live up there. It's like beautiful, because for me it would be my dream to live up there, because it snows 6 months out of the year, and then in the summer I'm not hot. Oh my God.
The only thing is you like the beach, so you don't. I mean, I know you have lakes, but you don't have ocean.
It's a beautiful lake. I mean, if you've ever been to Lake George at the Sagamore,
I know we've been to upstate, so I'm sure I've hit one of them.
The lakes are absolutely gorgeous, and this place you walk out the back door if you happen to be in the first floor, and there's this beautiful beach in the summer, which I have not yet to experience.
And even if you're on the second floor and you walk out the door, you just drop into the snow. I mean,
it's really not that far
you just
down.
kind of plop.
And it's fun. It's like people out there at night, playing hockey with the lights on,
snow angels,
and you look across the lake and you see all the beautiful homes. It's just really, if anybody wants, and they have some great
restaurants
Valentine,
too, right?
That Generations is a great restaurant, but in Lake Placid itself, it has a lot of wonderful, wonderful restaurants, and they're coming up with a lot of Valentine's Day packages, and you can book a room with not only a fireplace, which most of the rooms have, but a hot tub as well in the room for Valentine's Day.
So you can boil.
Yes.
You can steam yourselves like lobsters. You can just get in your hot tub, turn on the fireplace, and melt some butter.
Yeah, the wood up there is like you throw the wood on the fireplace.
Well, I would expect there to
lights.
be wood on Valentine's Day.
There better be wood on Valentine's Day.
Because you would want to. You can't have a fireplace without wood.
Better be something bright and shiny at the end of that wood.
Well, is that your Valentine plan?
No.
Oh. You just raved about him. I'm not going there.
You know me with New Year's Eve.
Well, first of all, you don't
Day.
actually make any plans.
I was listening to Kelly this morning on Ryan and Kelly, and she's like, Ryan, you and Shannon are dating, whatever. Well, that's another talk show. But she's like, Valentine's Day doesn't happen in my house anymore. Like we give candy to the kids. It's over 30 years. We don't do a Valentine's Day
I have
anymore.
to. I mean, this is a topic that we could spend hours on. I think there's a lot of people out there who have a lot of opinions about whether or not it's just a Hallmark holiday. I think for a lot of people, number one, for people who don't have someone special in their lives at that moment,
right.
It's like sad.
Or even if it is special, it's okay. We've done this for
that's
so
the other
many
side.
years.
I was going to say is even if you have someone in your life that's it's like pressure,
right?
Like you have to perform. There's a restaurant that we've gone to on several occasions and we really enjoy it. They want $150 a couple.
Oh, come on!
And that does not include any alcohol. You bring your own alcohol. And I'm thinking to myself,
kidding me?
I mean, when you think about $75 a person, I mean, obviously there's courses and I guess there's a little special, but I'm thinking to myself, it's just another way to, I really think to guilt people into,
it is,
going out.
And the people ask, what are you doing for Valentine's Day? What are you doing for Valentine's Day?
It's like, and it's bad if you don't, right?
I'm not, you mean you're not going anywhere? I mean, even like my sister and my brother-in-law, they're like, we do this all the time. We go out to dinner like whenever
Well,
we
Randy
want.
and I do the same thing. We go out. Well, I do think, though, I like what you're saying. I like the experience. I think something like a little weekend getaway, which is
that's
not
different.
something people
Yeah,
do on a
that's
regular
different.
basis. And you take advantage of whatever special. So, so Lake Placid. Well, you know what? I think maybe the chicks should get up there at least in the summertime.
Absolutely. And, and Joelle Stetson, if you're listening, we're coming. We're coming back.
Shift chicks are coming for
The
you,
shift chicks
honey.
are coming back. I got to tell you, we would probably terrorize Lake Placid.
Stop it.
We would.
No.
Yes, we would. We'd have a
don't
ball.
terrorize
in
anybody.
a good way. In a good way.
I don't think you can terrorize in a good way. I think
Oh, yes,
those
I
words
can.
don't go
Oh, yes, I
together.
can. I've terrorized in a really good way.
Oh, my goodness.
Many of times.
Yeah,
I've
so
terrorized in a good
that's
way.
the thing. Well, my trip is coming up soon. Actually, I was going to put out there to the world, if people have any suggestions or thoughts, we're going to Savannah, Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
which I know is going. I'm just going to eat my way through because that's one of the things that they're known for is great restaurants and bars and just lots of history. Just a
Oh, yeah.
beautiful place.
You're going to love it.
The weather should be good in March when we're going. But if anybody has any suggestions, we have a feature that we have never used before. I don't know if I dare
Oh, God.
mess with this, but we have a chat feature. So
We
I'm
do.
just going to hit the chat button. I have no idea what's about to happen. And let's just see what happens.
Yeah, if you're listening, chat with us.
I'm not sure
Come
how
on.
that would even happen, but something, it says here that feels lonely in here. Be the first to send a
It feels
message.
lonely in here.
Yeah, so someone please send
Yeah,
us a message.
somebody send us a
keep
message.
keep it clean.
Nah. Don't keep it clean.
You know what? Say whatever it is that's on your
Like
mind.
there's no wine tonight, so I guess keep
And
it clean.
please, we part of the other technical difficulties. We really are going to fire that bitch who ran the board last week.
Seriously, she's gone.
My microphone
Toast.
was not working well either. So believe it or not, you were louder than me, which is
Come on,
it's almost an
that's
impossibility.
like open the champagne.
Well, it was a blood moon, whatever this whole.
That was beautiful. Did you see it?
I did not.
Oh my
I
God, you didn't see
No,
it?
I didn't.
It's not going to happen again until 2 years.
2020 or something.
2021.
Did you see that meme? I have to say, this is the funniest thing, where people want Barbara Walters to say, "This is Barbara Walters, and it's 2020."
Oh, you
remember that?
kidding?
Yeah, when 2020 comes around, they want her to be the one to say.
That she should. That would be kind
How
of funny.
hysterical would that be?
If she's still alive. next
She'll be
year.
fine. So that's
be fine.
so that's not that far away. No, I completely forgot. But it's like, once in a lifetime things happen. Once in a lifetime, but
Absolutely.
it will come back around again.
I told you this is the last year we're going to see teens in our lifetime. Probably for somebody being born right now too.
Teens. Okay, 19.
Yeah, 2019. That's
Think
it.
about it. I'm thinking, who'd she mean? Does she mean like cougar? She's not going to see teens. What is she talking about?
Hey, easy.
You're confusing me. Oh, you got red.
Yeah, right. Teens.
Whoa, was that a hot flash, or did you just get a little blush
No,
there?
I got a little blush there. I don't do teens.
No.
I do a lot of risque things in my life, but not teens.
Well, speaking of, and this is risque, and it kind of falls in the entertainment thing. I have to talk to you about R. Kelly.
Yeah.
And the reason I want to bring this up is because for me, and I don't know how much of the series you watched. I watched some of the series,
I didn't see it.
and then I watched Dateline had an interview with another one of their survivors. They're calling them survivors, which I'll be really honest with you. If God forbid I had survived something like was really, I'm not so sure that I would quite call it that. They weren't really kidnapped, and they weren't really there by. Well, I think it depends on the perspective that you listen to
Right.
them. But my biggest question is this was like an open secret. Everybody knew that this guy
He's been doing this for years.
is a predator.
Right.
Okay. People brought their children to him. They allowed their children
Exactly.
to be there. One of the things that really bothers me about it. So how do I want to say this without sounding like, like CBS, Matt Lauer, all of these things that were happening,
Yes.
these guys get fired like instantly, right? Instantly.
The next morning, in the middle of the night.
Why did it take so long for the record label to drop this guy, considering that's his
I
media
don't
of
know.
choice? I don't understand. I'm confused by that. I'm puzzled by that. I mean, I understand that this world of R&B and soul, and you know what? I never realized his music.
No.
I didn't know that song. I believe I can fly.
Believe
I
Can
love
Fly.
that song.
That's a great song. That's what he's known for. I mean, that's like the main song.
And also too, like, he I know he produced other people, and I
Yes,
know
he
he did
did.
other stuff for other people. I guess what I'm trying to say is, and again, you wonder to yourself, are there different standards for different people? We've been talking about this.
I obviously there are.
This is like 20 years. This has been going on for like 20 years. But coming back to some of the victims, I'm not saying that any woman deserves to be treated the way he treated them.
Absolutely not.
And I'm sure that there were things that were going on that we are unaware of. Like people say, why didn't you just leave? And I know there's a victim mentality, and I know that he had security and people were watching and following. And so I'm not saying they should just, they obviously didn't just walk out the door. It wasn't so easy.
No.
But when you make these settlements out of court for millions of dollars, or even a small amount of dollars, you sign away your right to discuss it.
It's true.
But what you do is you leave the door open for someone else. And that's
the
what's
problem.
bothering me
that's
about
the
this
big problem.
whole thing. You got like this one person got in the millions. And to me, it would be, and I know again, people say, well, no one would believe me over him.
That's what they all think.
I'm powerless. I have no power. But you never opened your mouth. How many women could you have protected?
If you did. Exactly.
Now, in the case of like a Harvey Weinstein, he was like an octopus. I feel like he had tentacles.
He did. He was reaching out all over the
reaching
place.
into every area. Like
Right.
I feel like that man could really make and break careers. I'm not
And he
so sure,
did.
but I'm not
He
so
did.
sure R. Kelly
He can't.
fits that
No.
category.
He can't. There's plenty of people in the music industry that they could have moved on to.
So how much responsibility do these survivors need to really take?
A lot. For not letting people know what happened.
I think that's really the whole part that really bothers me. And so
And
now
then the whole Gaga issue, her coming out dissing herself from him, that caused a big controversy also because she did a song or something.
yeah,
with
they
him.
did a song together, and she was a victim of sexual abuse or
Right. So you do something with this guy, and what do you look like by doing that? And then she has all her little monster fans that, these are a lot of kids.
Yeah,
that
but
look
this
up
was
to.
the past. I mean, if she really didn't know, so you go back and erase, like if you found out that, I don't know.
It's the association thing. It's like, I didn't know but she had to know. When you're in somebody's camp like that famous, what's going on.
I just think that unfortunately and sadly, people want something so badly.
They're willing to do anything.
That they're willing to do anything,
Absolutely.
or they go in knowing full well some of the rumors, some of the stories, some of the innuendos that they've heard. You can't possibly tell me you went in there completely blind. And I just have a really hard time with it. I just can't help myself to watch these women on national television, tearing up, and I don't know.
And, not to get off the subject of R. Kelly for a second, but
Go ahead.
Mr. Chris Brown was arrested in Paris today for allegedly raping somebody and having a lot of drugs and drug paraphernalia on him. This guy's definitely never, ever going to change.
He's just a thug. Like, once again, you have talented people who squander their talent.
It's a shame. Really is.
And they put themselves in positions, or I think actually we put them in positions. We give them, excuse me,
We give them too much power is what you want to actually say. Yeah.
we elevate them to some superstar status, and we
Exactly.
give them carte blanche to do whatever it is
That's
that
the problem.
they're going to do. But the other side of fame is once you've done, I didn't know about the drug paraphernalia right away. Which had originally just come out was that he was accused of something, which to me, once you've been accused of something, I feel like you're fair game.
Well, sure.
Even,
because the whole past comes up.
Right.
Like, well, it's got to be true. Look what he did to Riri.
And we're so quick to judgment because we make a judgment long before the entire story comes out. He probably is guilty of sin, but again, I think everyone.
But we don't know. It could be another girl out there that's just saying that this happened. Hopefully, that's what it is, and he really didn't try to rape somebody because. I mean,
drugs are different than sexual assault. Like that's a whole different ballgame. And
Exactly.
then the other guy, neither one of us can ever say his name. The soccer star,
oh,
the really really good looking one.
good-looking one.
He pleaded guilty to some
Ronaldo.
to tax fraud. So he's like $21 million.
Wow.
And then he's got some kind of a rape
He's got one.
accusation.
There's a few that have them out now. Really.
I don't know. I just don't know what I want to believe. I would really want to. I don't want to be the kind of person that says, "Oh, she's accusing." There's an accuser out there because somebody has money,
Right.
so let's go for it. But on the other side, there are reports of a very snuggly little thing happening, and then you take it to another. Are we that stupid? You don't go to a hotel room. I'm not saying it means you're asking for it, but why put yourself in a position?
It's just putting yourself in the predicament to begin with. It's like there's hotel lobby bars, there's restaurants. Why do I have to go to your room?
Go out on a date.
Right.
If
the old fashioned way. How about that?
yeah, we look like we're getting along, a little smoochy
Exactly.
smoochy.
And then whatever happens, happens. If that's your prerogative, it's two consenting adults. But just to go to somebody's room. And then also, not that I'm sticking up by no means for any of these men who have been accused of this by any means. So please, no emails. But, girls today can be just as malicious. They see somebody with money, they see somebody with big fame.
Absolutely.
And it's like, okay, he's a mark. I'm going after that mark.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In the process, you ruin someone's
Right.
You really
Life.
and you taint them. There was a segment on Steve Harvey today, and I caught the end of it. But the bottom line was a girl had accused a young man of some type of crime, and his mother, because she's a social media lover,
really?
yeah, she actually had a selfie of her and her son at the time in a store somewhere at the exact time that this girl says that he attacked her.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And like I said, I caught snippets, but the point that I'm bringing out and telling this story is that Steve Harvey said there has to be some kind of laws being passed that you can't just do that.
Well, they always have that on that poll on Facebook. Should women who make false accusations
On
be
purpose.
accused?
I mean, there's
Yeah.
one thing if you identify somebody and you thought or you miss,
By accident, yeah.
something you're not 100% sure of something, but which a case shouldn't go completely forward anyway if you can't really pick out your
Identify,
accuser.
yeah.
Thank you. I think Niall is starting to make me a little woozy. Or maybe
starting
it's
to look
Ben.
a little green
I don't know. I
together.
think the Ben. I don't know. Maybe it's Ben right now, giving me a little flush here. But seriously though, this kid's life, he had to quit his job because he had
you imagine?
he had his mug shot every time an employer went to do a background check.
That's horrible.
And she ruined his life. It took him a long time to find jobs.
He wasn't anybody famous either, right?
Not anybody
So
famous.
what was
just-
her motive?
I don't know. That I don't know. Again, I missed
Yeah,
a lot
you
of the
missed
story.
it. Okay.
But I agree with Steve. I really do. If you deliberately go for whether it's revenge or whatever,
Well, just like making a false
Scorn.
police report, you should get in
well, I
trouble
thought
for
you
that.
could get charged with.
You're supposed to if it's a false report.
But I think just to me, there's many ways to ruin someone's life. So maybe it's not a sexual assault, but it's an assault on someone's life, and you've ruined it, and you've changed them forever.
Well, it's so funny, with the picture that you said, like today, you really have to be careful. You really have to watch what you're doing because everything is documented today of where you were. Your Easy Pass tells where you were at what time.
But it almost makes you. It almost makes you like her. Like the mother was saying, my kids. I make my kids crazy. She's like, everywhere I go, I check in. Everywhere I go, I take selfies. And now they're kissing her feet for doing
Exactly.
that because it literally saved his ass. But
True.
it almost makes you feel like you almost have to do that now. You have to have an imprint somewhere.
And then on the flip side, there's people taking pictures of you and you can still get caught for doing the bad things.
Yeah.
So either way, you really have to be careful because everybody is whipping out their cell phones. You don't even know you're being videotaped. You don't know you're being recorded now.
I know.
So like you have to be, it's just do the right thing.
Well, in public,
Yeah.
and even in private,
yeah.
you have to know people. You have to like these shows on TV, these Bachelor and Bachelorette shows,
they're
and all of
ridiculous.
these
I hate those
ridiculous
shows.
quote unquote reality shows. I understand that people are looking for love. I get it, and I know
Yeah.
there's many ways to do it, but you really have to be very
Like this guy that's
very,
on now, what's his
very
name? Colton?
careful. The virgin.
He comes on as a virgin and on The Bachelor, he gives it up. You waited all this time of your life not to give it up, and you give it up on this TV show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
To one particular. Well, obviously
Yeah.
somebody had to be quote unquote the first.
It had to be
but-
somebody had.
And then after that, it was fair game.
I guess so.
That you know what? I can't even. I can't.
Those
I
shows I have no interest in whatsoever.
No, but our show came back. Our two
It
shows
sure
came back.
Did. Oh my God. And I was in Lake Placid when
A Million Little Things.
and I actually went back to the hotel early because I didn't want to miss the 10:00 show.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and
So
I'm talking on the
sad.
phone to a family member. And I said, listen, I've got to go. I don't mean to cut you short, but my show is coming on. I get all cozy. I jump in the bed. The fireplace is going. I put the TV on and the end is on. I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it.
Not only did they change the night, they changed the time.
Yeah, well, which I'm glad. I like 9 o'clock better.
I like 9 o'clock better as well. I kind of liked Wednesday only because it comes after Tuesday.
Yeah, it's like the middle of the week. It's perfect.
Well, it was, This Is Us is our Tuesday thing,
Right.
and then it was Wednesday, so it's not so bad. It's spread out. These two shows, the writers of these two shows
Amazing.
are wow.
Yeah, big time.
We are sucked in so bad. I've been watching. I watched New Amsterdam as well. I don't think you really.
No, I
watched
never
that one.
watched it.
And I haven't. Did Empire start again?
No,
It didn't.
not yet.
I don't even care.
I know you're losing interest.
I am.
She's in
losing
in
interest.
5 movies now.
Yeah,
Cookie.
she's busy. She's a busy lady. I just think that it's going to be the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah, but something has to come to a head and pop and just leave it alone.
Big zit,
Exactly.
like a big zit.
Yeah, somebody's got to put a cap on that show already.
Well, the new show that I want to watch. There's a couple shows on Netflix that have come out. One is called You. YOU.
Oh, really?
And apparently it's another one of these psychopathy kind of dating shows or something.
Oh, like Dirty John?
I think so. But I don't know if I don't know if it's based on a true story. I think it's just a show.
By the way, I polled like 5 people about Dirty John, and they were all disappointed in the ending, like I was.
But that's the ending.
I know, but what happened to him or her, if you haven't watched it, should have happened like 40 minutes into the show.
I think they would have dragged it out too long. See, that's the other side of it. Yeah, just like, all these
But
other...
once you saw it, it was like, I wanted to turn the TV off at that point. I really didn't care anymore.
Well, it'll die down.
Yeah.
And then there was another show, College Friends or something that looks interesting to me. There's a bunch of shows coming up, but I did watch. So, I shouldn't say this. I enjoy Broadway. I love to go, but I really don't enjoy the process of getting into the city. It can be very expensive and it can be very frustrating.
Sure can.
And Broadway show tickets are expensive, and anything in Radio City is expensive and difficult to get. And so I was delighted to see that Netflix, in addition to having Ellen's special Relatable, they had... I can never get his name right. Sebastian.
Oh, I know.
Is it Maniscalco?
Such a long Italian name.
Something like that.
We should know this Italian name.
I can't. I just never.
Just call him Sebastian.
So he is hysterical.
See, I have to tell you that I don't find him that funny.
No.
And I think he pours on the Italian part just a little bit too much.
Possible.
Yeah, he sometimes I want to just say stop.
Okay.
Stop. Okay. The Guido days are over.
Well, he
Stop.
imitates like his Italian relatives and stuff. He reminds me of Preacher Lawson in that he's like his face is like mushy. Like he makes expressions with his face that I think are very funny. My eye is tearing, Lisa.
Did you see? I know. Wipe it.
It's just tearing for no reason.
Listen, Nye and Ben, are you working or aren't you?
I don't know what's happening here. I think Ben and Niall are having a wrestling match. Or maybe you're not supposed to take them both. I don't know. Well, anyway, so but you
find him funny?
I do. And I find that my subscription to Netflix is one of the best things I've ever done.
Do you see what they're doing at Netflix now?
With
everybody's sharing their code. Like if I come to you and I say, Fran, give me your Netflix code. I want to watch something tonight. They're going to start to cut back and be able to tell if it's coming
from a certain location.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that would make sense. I mean, I have a 2-person simultaneous user license that should be, somebody's upstairs and somebody's in the den. It doesn't always work that way.
Definitely not.
All you have to do is change your password and nobody will ever know. But I often wonder how they make any money.
I know people have given it out to like 50 people. It's like, how does Netflix make any money?
Well, because technically though, right, but technically only depending, it's a user like license, right?
Right.
So you could give it out to 50 people, but only one of those people at a time can be watching it
unless you have, because I had one somebody's a while ago and I used to watch Netflix all the time. I never had a problem.
Were they on?
I don't know.
No, it depends. It depends on how many they're paying for.
Yeah,
it's just
it's such a cheap subscription anyway.
It's just the greatest thing to me to be able to stay home, and it's not that I don't want to go to these places. He's been in Atlantic City. He now is at Radio City. This is from Radio City. It's impossible.
A bunch
to get
of my cousins
ticket.
went on my father's side.
Yeah,
they went. Yeah.
And tickets were expensive. They were in the hundreds of dollars a ticket. So now you're talking about 2 people, either driving, which is insane, and then parking, which is even worse. So you take the train.
Yep.
You got to eat. You got to eat.
Well, we have something great coming up that is Broadway-esque, and we don't even have to leave New Jersey for it. My British Invasion is coming to the Paper Mill Playhouse, and We're going to the opening night, to the press party.
In February.
And we don't even have to leave New Jersey.
First of all, the venue, after not having been there for so many years when we went up there, I love it. I love the feel that you could pretty much from any seat in the house, you feel
It's perfect.
like you could just reach out and touch them. The actors and actresses are right there. I love the smaller venues. I'm done with like stadium shows and concerts like
Garden
that.
and things like that.
I want to see. I want to at least feel like I'm up there. Where
the biggest I go, I think, is Radio City. That's the biggest.
Yeah, that's still pretty big.
Yeah, but it's like 4,000 seats in there.
Yeah, but I'm talking about theaters that are less than that, but also that there's really no bad seat.
Sure.
Like wherever you sit in that venue, you can say, "Yeah, I'm excited. This could be some good music." A lot of we were going to get our go-go boots.
Can you see that now?
No, I
can
actually
you
can't.
see that now?
No,
No.
I can't see the go-go boot thing.
Me neither.
How's that headset going on there for you?
It's good.
You're like pinching your ear.
No, they're a little weird. But,
Are they?
Yeah, they're a little. Well, on my left ear, it's weird.
We always have to try
For
new
some
equipment.
reason.
So speaking of television, because we're still kind of in that. So I know you don't watch this show at all, but it's really
What's that?
The America's Got Talent.
Oh God, no.
Okay, so it's this America's Got Talent champions.
It's like the best of the best.
The best of the best. And I have to tell you, they had the singer last night. They had a singer on who won the very first Britain's Got Talent. He's like this opera guy. Oh my gosh, what a voice. And it is nice to hear the stories of how lives have been completely changed. His comment was, or his was that he walked in a nobody
Okay.
and walked out a somebody.
Wow.
I mean, life-changing. Susan. But here's my big question. There's a lot of stunts. There's a lot of...
I saw something with concrete.
That's a husband. There's a lot of people. They're like trapeze acts. The woman is shooting arrows at this guy and breaking concrete on his neck. And there's all of these things that these couples are doing to each other. And I'm thinking to myself...
How
so how
do you want to be
how
famous?
does this work? One night, Mary and Joe are sitting at the dining room table.
They put a cinder block on your head. And
hey, hon, what do you think about me shooting some fire arrows to you?
Exactly. The meatloaf must have been pretty bad that night.
Like, you just have to say to yourself, what could possibly... Then there's this other couple that was on one of the more recent seasons that I saw. They do this like trapeze stuff, which crazy stuff. He like lets her go and they spin on rings and he's got some eyesight issues, right? So that always adds strong.
Oh, I think I saw that one. The original.
She had fallen that one
Right.
time. They have like a 2.5-year-old at home or whatever. First of all, get a job at Walmart.
Yes.
Okay, don't tell me there's no work for you.
How
out
bad
there.
do you want to be famous?
How bad do you want to be famous? But first of all, you have a small child, so somebody could, you could physically be dead and leave your kid alone. But hey, we're going out to the garage to practice. Like, how do you even like? I can't. And if you're mad at each other, can you imagine if you're mad? at each other?
Purposely. Oops.
Aw.
Yeah.
Did that arrow? Well, the one couple that was on last night, she shot an arrow into like his mouth. He had like a funnel in his mouth. But previously on the show, she shot the arrow and missed and hit him in his shoulder.
Oh my God.
So people do actually get hurt.
I
just try to imagine like
Let's do something exciting on the show like that. Let's do something to each other.
throw eggs.
Throw
in
a pen at
it's chick eggs. I don't
Chick
even
eggs.
know. Like, I have no daredevil in me whatsoever.
I used to. No more. You're not even going to believe what I watched last night. It would probably be like the $64,000 question if you guessed it.
All right. Well, you got to give at least a hint.
Oh, because you don't know what else was on last night.
What
Something
was-
I've like
Wait, let me
probably
start
haven't
with,
watched.
last night was Monday, right? So Manifest. I actually watched Manifest. Okay, so I
No,
have no
this,
idea.
it's something that came back on. The new season started last night, but it was a celebrity one.
The Mask.
No, I do like that though. That's what annoys me though.
What's it
'cause I
called
wanna
again?
know.
Who's behind the Masked Singer?
Masked Singer, yeah.
I like Ellen's version of the Masked Dancer.
Yeah.
She's very funny.
No, I actually watched Big Brother Celebrity last night.
Good God!
Did you believe that?
With
I'll tell you
Scaramucci,
what.
right?
He was on, yes. The Mooch was on, and I just wanted to see who the celebrities were, and I wanted to see how the first test went. Cato was in there. He was funny because he was like, because the first six don't know who the next six are going to. None of them know who's coming on.
And Julie Chen is back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and she's using Moonves. That's her last name now.
Because that's who she is.
Oh, shut up. Her name is Julie Chen. She's only doing that now because of her friggin' husband.
Whatever. I respect her for it.
Do you really?
She's going to stand by her man. Why? I don't understand what.
Yeah, she's standing by him because of this.
I didn't think he got it.
Oh, he has it already. That's just more cake on top.
You know,
of it.
it kind of goes back to the conversation that a little bit that we were saying before about disassociating yourself with something. So that someone has done in the past before that they met you.
Yeah, but they're finding out now that it's been ongoing.
I would have a problem with that. I would have more of a problem with that.
Yeah.
Than I would with
the past.
With the
Absolutely.
past.
Totally.
Okay.
We all had lives before each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So go ahead. So tell more.
So, the first, every time somebody came out, they were like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Then, but Cato kept making really funny jokes because he was like, I'm America's favorite, house guest.
House guest, yeah.
And then he was,
which is actually kind of rude
Yeah.
if you think about the circumstances of how we found out.
but then he was like,
really...
he said, in his interview, like they would show people talk before they announced them.
Uh-huh.
And he said, I know he did it, and I believe he did it with all my heart and soul. But then when he came on, like Tom Green was on there, and he's like, what if OJ shows up here? You think they're going to make him in the Big Brother house? He's like, well, I'm leaving if he does. Yeah, it was really funny. Yeah. And then it's like Dina Lohan. It's
oh my
Ricky
God.
Williams from like the Miami Dolphins. Remember the one who got high all the time?
Yeah.
He got caught smoking pot. It's like a bunch of bizarre people. Like Jonathan Bennett, the one with the big eyebrows. He was on Dancing with the Stars.
No.
He does like a lot of not Broadway, but he like a lot of the live shows that are on TV with the singing and the dancing. You'd know him if you saw him.
Years and years ago when it very first started,
when it was real people.
I think I was still taking classes, and for some reason I think it was one of those communication television classes I had taken, and I remember like reporting on it, but I forget the premise. What is the premise?
Well,
now?
they all have to live in the house together.
And?
I mean, like all the guys share a bedroom, the girls share a bedroom, but they like the whole thing is to be head of, yeah. They try to get kicked out. Like last night, they had a competition on the stupid swing that didn't go back and forth right, and you had to hand off champagne to your partner, and then when the champagne glass filled over, one of the balls that fell out was supposed to be like a bubble, and that team one of them was going to be the head of the household.
Ugh.
But then the twist came and it said only one of you are going to be head of the household. And now I guess it sounded like 3 nights in a row to get started. But I'm not watching it ever again. I just wanted to see who was going to be
I'm curious to see a little bit who's going to be on there too. I just don't, understand how these people and why they have such longevity. This show's been on for a really long time.
And then they had a matchup for the first head of household game. And Cato and I forget the girl's name. She's like a WWE wrestler, Eva something, Natalie, Eva Marie.
Purple hair or something, right?
Yeah. Nobody picked those two. So they were all like really pissed off that nobody picked them. But after everybody was picked, Julie's like, well, I actually have good news for you two guys. You two are exempt now because nobody picked you. So you are in the Big Brother house for another week. So they were kind of like, oh, good. I'm glad I didn't get picked.
So she does the same. She's the host. Like, so she does the same thing that the guy does on
you're constantly on camera. Everything's on. The cameras are constantly zooming.
Yeah, I don't. And do they get? Obviously, they get paid.
Oh,
is this for charity since it's celebrity?
Is there say that?
So for real people, is there a cash prize? Like, what's the? Okay, you get to be head of whatever.
Yeah, I think it's like $250,000 normally. I don't know. All I know is I have to stay there for a really long time in that house.
And a lot of people can't. Really
and it's like one bathroom for each of the guys, for the girls. It's like it gets really gross.
Once again, none of it, and I mean none of it. Just like I've said to you before about the Housewives, none of it interests me whatsoever. Yeah.
Well,
it really doesn't.
I used to watch the Jersey Housewives only because it was Jersey, and you knew the area, you knew some of the people on the show, but it's just gotten so out of control and so stupid.
I mean, the only really reality show, if you want to call it reality, to be honest, are like on Food Network or HGTV. Like those shows. I just don't really enjoy watching people fake going at it in reality. It's not normal.
I always wanted to tell Teresa, I hate to tell you, but I and some friends of ours were tipping tables long before you were even thinking about getting on TV. Okay,
but I mean, is it really like? Would you even do that now?
Not this at the time. Trust me,
but not now. And she's our age now. Like these are not 20-year-olds tipping tables.
No.
I don't even. And I've never understood why the celebrities that get involved. Charlie, what's her name's ex-wife is on there. The girl with the lips is on there from.
What show are you talking about now?
One of the Housewives shows. She was a soap actress. She had the injections in her.
You're talking about
something.
You're talking about the California.
But I'm just saying, like why would you show this even show this side of you? Like, what are you like? You're already an established actress.
I got to tell you what happened with what I believe what happened with the Housewives franchise is they all come on now, and they all have either a product, a store,
Yeah.
a water,
Yeah.
a makeup line. And it's like one big infomercial now. That's all it is. It's just like one huge infomercial. That's all they talk about is whatever they're selling it at the time.
Except what's her face with the skinny girl stuff. She started it. I think she's definitely made some. And then she had gone off and went back. I don't understand.
Well, I used to love her show. She had a great talk show. Why
I thought
it got
so
canceled,
too.
I don't know.
I think anybody that has any, we're still asking why Megyn Kelly got canceled.
Oh, Jesus.
Because I have to tell you, every
Where
day
is Megyn Kelly?
I'm telling you, she got her hair again. Did you see that clip?
No, I didn't see that.
Her hair's short again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's probably extensions anyway.
No, I think she
Yeah.
made a comment about it. She cut her hair. I think she feels
Like short,
and she
short?
got her money.
Oh, I thought only 30 million.
That's the rest of it, wasn't it? I thought
I
she
thought it
had
was
gotten paid.
64 altogether.
Oh, I thought they said that she got the rest of
I
her
don't know.
money
That's a good question. I'll
Well,
take 30 million.
for.
You can keep the other half.
You know what? People have been interviewed, and I'm going to tie this into to some of the stuff we wanted to talk about. People from NBC have been interviewed and have said exactly what we said. What were we thinking?
Mm-hmm.
She could have been a part of NBC,
Yes.
but not at that hour.
No.
In that venue.
No, it didn't work.
She's not a warm and fuzzy. She's not an Oprah. She's never going to be an Oprah.
No, you
And
can't have a talk show and be like that.
She they
She came from hardcore news.
and they
reporting.
should have kept her.
Yeah.
Her one show got canceled. Her one timer, was it Sunday? Something was going to be
Yep.
Sunday with Megan Wetter. That had gotten canceled. And then they stick her in this thing. And it just really bothers me when people like she gets looked at as the failure. But to me she
That was
wasn't.
such a setup and a scam. They were just waiting for that anything to happen.
And
to
don't
get
you
rid of
think
her.
don't you remember before she came on all the rumors, all the talk show hosts, everybody hates each other and nobody likes her and nobody wants her there.
It was me from the beginning.
I just feel like she was an outcast from the beginning. I didn't like that at all. I didn't. And then okay, so this is a little controversial. I know we both watched football this weekend.
Yes, we did.
There's a lot of talk about the call that wasn't made.
New Jersey refunded the betting money on that
That's
game.
how bad.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine?
I don't know. I just listen. A game is a game. A win is a win. But I don't know what people were looking at. I mean, it's on the jumbotron on the screen. I'm like, how
There's
did
more
they
than
not-
one person on the field, by the way. Obviously,
Exactly.
officiating. So somebody had to see
I
something.
mean, how did they not see that? I mean, well, they've been complaining about the refs this whole entire football season. I don't know if you kept up with that. And
But the lady wasn't there. That wasn't her.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Could you
Right?
imagine?
I was thinking.
Oh.
I have to say, and I was thinking the same thing. Thank God she wasn't any part of that game because somehow she would be
would've
singled out as
got the
why
blame
she
for it.
didn't specifically see.
I got
it.
news for you. If she was there, it would have been called.
Yeah, go Sarah.
Exactly. She would have caught that.
So we titled the show "Sometimes You Win and Sometimes You Learn" because I think
absolutely.
that there is definitely, in life and in this particular game, the scoreboard doesn't always actually reflect who the winner is.
No, it does not.
So yes, the Rams are moving forward, and yes, they technically won the game. But a win is a win. But in your heart of hearts, if you don't feel that it's justified,
Well, my point exactly. Like the Giants really didn't win their last 6 games. They just at the last second lost it. So they really won their last 6
they
games in my
snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
Exactly.
But it wasn't on bad calls. Now, this
No.
was a game changing.
No, this was, yeah.
faux pas.
But
to
then
say
again,
the least.
it's like anything else. Okay, so they may have scored then, but we don't know what the Rams would have done after that.
True.
Like you just can't tell. But
Well,
it came out
pretty
the way it
tight.
came out.
And people move on. And I think ultimately there is talk that the league is going to review its policy on
yeah, they do instant replay for everything else. Take a look at it.
on things like that now. I guess
mean-
it's just not included in the things.
And
that
Tom
they do
Brady
sort of thing.
they had a bad call in the Kansas City game too when they said roughing the passer.
He didn't do anything.
He did absolutely nothing.
I know. It just
Well,
it gets,
that's a crybaby Tom Brady that was roughing
It's not
the passer.
him.
I know, but he probably would have cried
no,
anyway.
he's
They
not,
hurt me.
It's not him. It's just what they're trying to make it. And I said this to Randy. I said, is it going to be that you're not allowed to tackle the
First of all,
quarterbacks anymore?
it's not football anymore. I mean, every little touch, everything.
I mean,
it's
we
just
understand the
ridiculous.
idea that you're trying to protect your players as much as humanly possible, but you're really killing the game in the sense of, and
Totally.
also, I feel like I would be so concerned about not getting a penalty for my team. You're not really focusing on the game. How can you focus on the game if you're worried? Oh, don't touch this, don't do this.
Every second.
Obviously, face masking is horrible. I mean, we saw somebody one of the games.
Somebody
The guy
rip
grabbed him
somebody's
and
neck
basically
off.
took
Yeah.
but sometimes you're in motion. Sometimes you're moving and inertia is just taking you and
Right,
you
or when they
bang
say,
into somebody.
When they say like roughing or helmet to helmet. Sometimes when you're running that fast, to go in a tackle, so you just can't help it. I mean, what are you supposed to be like tiptoeing down the field? Going, oh, I got to watch
Excuse
my
me.
helmet doesn't hit.
I think we
somebody.
just need pennies. Pennies. Touch
just
football.
Let them play football
No.
for God's sake.
It's not the same. It's not the same game, but it was very exciting. And then the second game, of course, the Patriot game, I sat in my very warm, cozy house, like ridiculously uncomfortable watching them be so cold. All I kept
know,
thinking of
they
is
were
how
cold.
cold are those people in the stands and on the sidelines? The players
I've
are
been
moving.
at some freezing games before.
I mean,
I've been at games where there's been blizzards.
I
It's
just,
so much fun though.
It is as long as you can stay somewhat warm. Once you cross over into numb, it's no longer fun.
Well, when you pass around the blackberry brandy.
Oh God!
Yeah, it's really good.
Disgusting.
And in the back of the day, everybody would go down the line and back around again. I'm like, oh, now that I think about it, I'm like, what was I thinking?
I know. That's like a,
Oh my God.
Well, here's the thing I wanted to talk
Poor
about.
Andy Reid. He's like the joke, always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Who's Andy Reid?
The coach of the Kansas City, because he brought them so far. He did with the Eagles for years, and he just can't seem to get a Super Bowl.
Well, he will. If it's meant to be, and his time will come.
Yeah.
I mean, people are questioning the Jets' choice. I mean, this guy's record
know.
isn't the greatest,
No.
but yet there seems to be some kind of a connection. So hopefully
Now,
that'll
have
work.
you heard about who they're thinking about possibly bringing over to the Giants?
No,
Nick Foles from the Eagles,
I hope so.
because Eli might want to go home.
You know what? I think it's time. First of all,
I'm gonna have an Eagle quarterback.
I think.
on my team.
Well, here's the thing. I think Foles gets a raw deal.
He does,
He is not this. I know he's not considered the starting quarterback, and yet,
but he's damn good.
But he's taken them in times when he's been called upon. He's taken them where he needs to take them.
He certainly has.
So I think he deserves to be first string. I really do somewhere. And if Eli, I think it's time for Eli to say,
Yeah,
hang up his cleats. I do. I'm sorry. I do.
It is time, and I don't know why at his age and everything he would want to keep getting banged up, and I would have remember the time that the Buffalo Bill walked in the locker room and retired. Remember that story?
No.
Yeah, we reported on it.
Is this?
You don't remember?
Yes.
He walked in and quit.
Yes.
It's like if I was Eli and just
he walked off. He actually walked off the
after
field.
After hit, I'd be like, you know what? I'm out of here.
Well, that's part of it. The other part of it is just based on his style. I'm not going to criticize it, but based on his style, he doesn't get out of the way.
Well, he's not a mobile quarterback.
Right.
He never was.
So, he's not, and his age is not making it any, he's not going to start. He's not going to start.
I got to
now.
tell you, for years, he's been slammed on his back. He's
know.
never gotten hurt. He's
No.
a tough
Shh.
dude.
Please don't. I will just.
I don't think he's going to be back to play, so I don't really think so.
When are they going to make that decision?
Probably soon. They start, when the draft starts coming up, and they start, But he brought his whole family in the end zone.
Yeah,
The
they
last
said.
game,
Yeah,
took the pictures. That's
so
kind of a-
people
yeah.
thought that was a sign. Well, the other controversy of the game, and I missed the whole thing, was, and I'm not sure even actually sure which game he sang the national anthem at. Oh, the first game.
Oh, the first. No.
Yeah, the Saints game, because he's a Saints fan. Jimmy Buffett. So Jimmy Buffett in his Saints
Oh, yeah,
gear
because Melissa Etheridge did the Kansas City.
sings the national anthem.
I don't know what was so wrong with what he did.
And-
I watched it over and over
And
again.
then the very pointed mic drop. Okay, so people are slamming. First of all,
don't
the
get it.
worst national anthem was Roseanne Barr, without question, 100 million times over. Okay.
Absolutely.
Jimmy Buffett has said, and you can see the tweets, you can see the threads. He said, he's never claimed to be the greatest singer,
And he's
in
certainly
the,
not
in the
the
world.
greatest singer.
But he wasn't terrible.
But he said he did it in his way, his chill way that he is, the Jimmy Buffett style.
But what did he do wrong?
I don't know. I didn't see it when the game was happening.
I didn't either.
saw
I've been
it
playing the
afterward.
YouTube.
And I don't get the big deal about the mic drop too. He was like, "Okay, I did it. Boom." you
Well,
know?
I kind of looked up when someone does a mic drop, okay? And a mic drop is...
Tell me there's a reason for that.
There is.
Oh, my
Well,
God.
there's a reason. Well, it started, it goes all the way back to like rappers and comedians, and it takes it
Really?
all the way back. But it's supposed to show, like, it's the definition, if you will, is bold confidence after a successful performance. So it's like,
Okay.
Yeah, like I did it. So
That's what I just said. Like, boom, I
you
did
did
it. Yeah.
exactly. So I don't really know why people are concerned about that. I guess like that he's mocking his performance because he knows he wasn't good, or he thought he did a good job. Like I don't know why we're making such a big deal of it.
Here's what I don't understand. I don't even know why Jimmy Buffett or Melissa Etheridge were the two people that sang the national anthem at both these games.
Yeah.
I'm very confused about that.
Well, I know that Jimmy Buffett is a Saints fan, so I don't know if that had.
I know, but
I don't know if that had anything to do with
when
it.
when you think of Jimmy Buffett, what's the first thing that comes to your
Well,
mind?
Cheeseburgers and
Key West.
margaritas
Key West
and
comes to
Key
your
West,
mind, yeah.
absolutely, and his whole, and that's the thing, and that's what people are saying. Well, guess he's only good when he's singing about this and that. I just don't understand why. Again, who picks? Who picks?
Wouldn't it, the league does? But wouldn't have you assumed it would have been somebody from down there? I mean, there's a lot of good talent that came out of that area.
I can't. Again, whoever the talent scout or whoever is in charge
They suck. They need to put us in charge of that.
But I'm saying is in charge of booking acts. I mean, when they booked, we talked about this on the show, and I can't remember who it was. It wasn't. She was married to Fergie.
Right.
Okay, when Fergie did her version of the national anthem,
Not good either.
that was horrible.
And I
Well, that
love
was
her.
because she tried to change
Put
it
it
up
in
a
her
little
own
bit.
style,
But in his case, he got the words right.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't disrespect anybody. He had his hat to his heart. Like,
Right.
I just don't. But again, why do you pick somebody who doesn't? I don't. And then subject them to criticism. And if I was somebody like this, I would say no.
Mm-hmm. I got to tell you, Melissa Etheridge was awful.
I didn't hear it either.
was
I missed
awful.
that one too.
Yeah.
She usually can sing. She's got that raspy.
Yeah, but she didn't do the national
She
anthem
didn't.
good. No.
Is she getting criticized?
I really haven't heard much about it.
See.
I don't think anybody really gives a shit about her.
Yeah, but see that's not fair.
I know. I would definitely have picked somebody different for that. I mean, they played in Boston. Oh, Massachusetts. They played at New England. The talent that they could. Wait, where'd they play?
They played in Kansas City.
I'm sorry, they played in Kansas City. That's true.
It doesn't matter
Who comes
though.
from Kansas City?
But it doesn't matter.
Usually
you don't
they
even
try
need a
to get
local.
somebody that comes from the area that they're in that supports their team.
Well, in I don't know.
I don't know anybody that's come from Kansas City. Fats Domino? Did he? Kansas City? No, was that him? He's dead anyway.
I don't think he.
I think they should have had us sing.
Yeah.
Let's do the Super Bowl.
No, Maroon 5.
Well, that's the halftime show. Who's doing the Star Spangled Banner? They just announced it, and I don't remember.
I don't know, but you have a list over there. I'm curious.
My list is something I'm not going to watch it, but I'm assuming that our listeners are they've already
Just
heard
dying to
Yes,
not
but if you're-
know about
if
this.
you
I actually, luckily and happily, missed this today. But do tell.
do tell. Okay, the Academy Award nominations came out today,
The Academy Award goes to.
and the Best Picture category was obviously Black Panther.
Okay.
Who everybody thought was going to win the Golden Globe.
I did see that.
Roma, which I have not heard
It's
of.
on Netflix.
Nor
You
have
can
I
watch
seen
it.
Okay.
We started to watch it. It's got subtitles.
Oh God, no.
Okay,
No,
just saying.
pull my eyelashes out. I can never watch a movie
All
that
right.
has that. The Favorite.
That's the one with the the queen. The lady
Oh God,
who's the queen.
Okay. Next, Vice, which I got to tell you, Christian Bale, awesome, amazing job. He looks like
That had just come out. So before the Golden
Yeah.
Globe. So now it's out there for people to see.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah,
which
we saw
I
that.
love the movie, but I don't think it's
Definitely
Academy
not
Award.
Academy. No.
Definitely not. Green Book. I'm sorry,
I know.
Green Book.
Right, we wanna see
which
that.
I definitely think is an amazing picture to see, and of course, Black Klansman, Spike Lee's movie.
Okay. So Star is.
I
Born
was
nominated.
spelling Black Klansman, and I'm like, why is it spelled like that? And they spelled it black with another K.
Right.
And then another
KK.
K. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, freaking
It's very
ridiculous.
clever.
Yeah, very.
With a
very,
K.
very good.
Very
Something you would have come up with.
KLEVER. Very clever.
Very clever.
That or somebody's got to stutter. Letter.
Chia. Okay.
All right,
Benadryl is definitely kicking in.
So
And
I mean,
out of those movies, I didn't see Black Panther.
I saw Black Panther.
I saw Bohemian Rhapsody.
And I saw Bohemian Rhapsody with you. Well, Star is Born got snubbed, but you saw it. You didn't think it was Oscar film worthy.
No, and he got snubbed too. Was Best Director.
Did he?
He didn't get in Director. Mary Poppins got snubbed, and
For what, picture?
yep, and A Quiet Place. They said got a big snub. They thought for sure that was going to get something.
Which one is that?
Quiet Place. Remember Feldman? We have to go see A Quiet Place. Quiet Place where they couldn't talk.
Oh, with Krasinski?
Yes.
And what's her favorite? And Mary Poppins.
Emily Blunt. Yes.
And Mary Poppins.
And speaking of
Mary Poppins in the
speaking
tub.
of Mary Poppins and actresses, obviously for Best Actress was Glenn Close for The Wife.
Okay.
Which everybody keeps saying to me, you have to see this
Well,
movie.
she won the Golden Globe for
It's a very, very powerful
Yeah.
movie with different than the book. It has a huge twist in it.
Okay.
Lady Gaga for Star is Born, which she's not going to get. I would love to see her get it, but Olivia Cameron, I believe, for The Favorite.
Yeah, that's the lady who's the queen. She
Right.
plays the queen.
And then Yalitza, I don't know. I feel like
For what?
For Roma.
Okay. We started to watch Roma. I'm going to watch it on
you
Netflix.
did?
I'm going to watch it on Netflix because I can.
Because I can.
Because I can. I don't think that we're going to do the that movie package I told you where you can go for 2 weekends and you can see all
right.
the nominated movies, because I don't know that I really care. Well, I saw Black Panther on I think Netflix, actually, either Netflix or Amazon Prime. I saw it. It's an excellent movie.
Mm-hmm.
I
have a feeling
don't
that's
know.
gonna win.
I don't know what makes a best picture anymore. You know, these categories. I'll be honest with you. I think, well, Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin were on one of the Access Hollywood shows. They are so freaking funny. That's us, like 20 years or 30 years from now. But they are so hysterical. And Jane Fonda's like, I think they should just do away with all of these shows.
They really should. They really should. And of course, we'll go through it very quickly. But Best Actor, Christian Bale for Vice, Bradley Cooper for A Star is Born.
Oh,
Viggo
yep.
Mortensen for Green Book, William Dafoe, and
William
Rami Malek.
Dafoe's for the one, the movie about cut his ear off guy. Yeah.
Yes,
Van Gogh.
something Gate.
Something, but he's Vincent Van Gogh.
Exactly. And of course, Rami for Bohemian Rhapsody. And the Razzie goes to John Travolta and the whole cast for Gotti, which nobody even went to see.
No, I don't know. I hate to say this. I have no interest, and they have no host.
Nope.
So here's why.
And I wrote in, put us up there.
Here's why I would watch it.
Tell me why.
To make fun of it, almost.
Yeah.
Or to see, and so in some weird twist, they've gotten my attention.
Of course, they always do.
They somehow, but not for the right reason. Like not to care about the awards. I don't care who
it's so
wins.
long and it's so boring.
I just want to see what the format's going to be. But
I
then
believe Lady Gaga will get it for the song. And I think that's why they won't give her, well, she's not going to get Best Actress, so they're going to give her Best Song.
Didn't it occur to you, though, how does somebody get to be, this is something that someone has questioned over the years, and I agree. How can you have a Best Picture,
Right.
but yet the director doesn't win?
It makes no sense because usually years ago,
I mean, so the worst director so the Best Picture doesn't have the best director, but the best
Right.
director doesn't
no
necessarily
sense.
make the best picture.
years ago,
How is that?
they used to give out the best, when they give out the best director, it was always the movie that won. Now it's changed. It's completely
you know what?
changed.
And then they
screenplay, director. It's like if you're going to give all the awards to all those people, but then the picture doesn't win for Best Picture, it doesn't make any sense.
I'm just not happy with all of it.
No.
It's just not my thing anymore.
I used to live, eat, and breathe the Academy Awards from when I was a little kid. I tell you, I did book reports on it.
Book reports,
I
you're
had
so
big
cute.
oak tag paper.
Book
with
report.
all the years of the Academy Awards, and then along came Cabaret and Lady Sings the Blues, and that pissed me off. Yeah. Okay.
I love what
Did you see?
I love
You saw
what
Lady
sets you
Sings the
up.
Blues.
That was with Diana Ross.
Yes. Okay. And did you
Yes.
see Cabaret?
With Liza Minnelli.
Okay. So
Fabulous.
let me ask you a question.
I don't.
What does Liza Minnelli do for a living? What did she do for a living?
She's a singer.
Right. And what did she do in Cabaret?
Sings.
Right. As a cabaret actor. What
Well,
she does.
she acts. I mean, she definitely still.
There was
acts.
there was no acting in Cabaret. She did exactly what she does in real life. Diana Ross went from heroin addict to singer. You name. She played every part. A woman who almost got raped. I mean, she played that. She got so robbed that year. It was pathetic.
And that's it. That
I
was
cried.
it. That was it for you.
I cried. Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So
better luck now.
There went my book reports and everything down the
I'm
drain.
throwing you out. I'm tearing you up. I want no memories of you.
But they're too friggin' long, and I'm interested to see how they're going to handle this with no host.
I know. Well, we'll have to watch. When are they? They're not coming soon.
I think it's
February
February
something.
24th.
So this coming weekend is the Pro Bowl, correct?
Yes, in Orlando.
Which
I actually have tickets for that.
you do,
Yeah.
and you never told me.
Oh,
Why would
wanted
you
to
have?
know?
Well,
it's in
I don't
Orlando.
know.
Because I was always in Hawaii for years. It just
Right.
started last year or the year before. In
Are you
Orlando.
going?
No.
So what are you going to do with your tickets? Seventh caller gets tickets to
Seventh
Well, if somebody would have just chatted with me while this show went on, they
would
would have
have got
gotten
the
tickets,
tickets
but
to the Pro Bowl.
screw y'all. You didn't.
That's it.
You didn't
That's
write
it.
in.
You didn't write in.
All right. Well, you know what time it is?
I have absolutely no clue what time it is.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you what time it is. It's time for a little NyquilQuil on the rocks.
And some Benadryl.
And it's time to go out there and make shift happen.
Thanks for listening, Shifters. Join us again next Tuesday at 11 a.m. as we spotlight the latest in exclusive restaurants, shopping, fashion, nightlife, entertainment, and the people who make shift happen. Happen.